What's going on? We're live in New York City. It's Kevin Kenny. This is the Build Series, and to my side is one of the most talented and hardest working young men in all show business today. Can we please make another round of applause for Asher Angel?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin. It's an honor to be here.
Before we get into how great the music is, I was sort of fawning over the One Thought Away track backstage with you, Asher. I am so struck by what a good head on your shoulders you have for really having the world at your fingertips, being so young, but just also being just so hardworking. Where does that all come from? Where does that all stem from?
I mean, I guess that's just always, it's how I've been since the beginning, before all this, my work ethic. I've just, when you want to do this, you do everything you can to make it happen. So, started off doing musical theater and, kind of, worked from there and somehow made it out here and, took auditions and, I love this. This is a passion for me. It's not a hobby.
Right.
I live and I die for this. So.
Well, it seems to me as an outsider, like just looking at your career, you don't just want to be a part of this. You want to be the best at this.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to be the best. The best to ever live. Asher Angel. That sounds weird.
It's very superhero of you. Taking it back to square one, I guess Oliver really is like your first big lead role, right?
Yeah.
That's like way back.
Gosh, that's crazy. Yeah. Back in my musical theater days, I was just a little Fagin boy and worked my way from Fagin boy to Oliver. It all happened so fast, and now I'm here in New York with my friends. How's everyone doing? Thanks for coming.
I think they're in awe. You strike me as a really confident performer. You talk about how you don't really get nervous if we're going on stage. You just get excited. Were you nervous, though, as Oliver?
I don't know. I don't think so. It was like a second nature. It's just everything was like easy for me. I don't know. It's just like, I love this. Like, I can't wait to go out there and perform in front of my family and my friends and just do this for a living.
Right. You probably just feel like you're being yourself. You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
playing
is
a role, but.
Yeah. This is like my, I guess this is fine, but like my parents' Sunday at the baseball field is, at, musical theater production with me. So.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Do you remember the moment you realized you wanted to do this?
I do. It was, I think, is when I stepped in for my first audition ever in just Arizona. It's just a local theater.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom was an actress before all this happened, so I was interested in it. Thought it was cool. It's like, oh, let's try this.
Yeah.
Dad's like, no.
Yes.
But I ended up trying it and loving it.
That's amazing. And I love this deal. I guess, was it your parents made? You had to do 30 shows before you went to LA? Like, you wanted to go immediately.
I'm like, let's just try it. Let's go. No experience. Let's make it happen. No, but I worked for like 3 years, busting my butt, doing show after show after show. And then to a certain point, I was doing, I know I did Oliver like so many times, but I played Dodger and Oliver. And then I did Mary Poppins, and Oliver was all the way at the other side of town, like in Mesa, and then I drive all the way to Peoria to balance all of that was pretty amazing. So that's when they were convinced. They were like, "Wow, you're doing this like every day. This is impressive. Let's try it."
Does the work ethic come from mom and dad? Because it's pretty remarkable. A lot of even like when I think about you landing your first big role in Andi Mack, like you kept auditioning.
For sure.
Which I think is remarkable. You didn't just say, "Oh, I made it. This is my spot."
Never. Yeah. Because that could be my, I could have that job for 3 years, and then once that job is over, I don't have any work, right? So just to keep auditioning and keep doing things and just don't take things for granted is like the biggest thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Such a mature perspective, man. Let's get into the January 24th is a big day.
Woo.
Next Friday, if you're watching us live right now, that's when we're finally going to get chills, both the song and the video, which is very exciting. And even more exciting than just new music from you, Asher. You were saying to, I think it was E.T., that this is the first song you've performed where you actually, pun intended, you get chills performing it.
I did say that.
Talk to me about that journey, though, as an artist of finding that song, right, that gives you chills, because I think it's harder than fans imagine.
For sure. You go through all of these songs, and it's really special to find the one that really connects with you. And the whole process was incredible. You could definitely see the growth from One Thought Away into Chills. It's like a whole different person. It's crazy.
What stands out to you the most when because we haven't heard the song in full, at least.
Yeah.
What stands out to you when you listen to both those tracks?
I just feel like when I listen to One Thought Away, like, I don't know, it's cool, right? I feel like it's just really me. I don't know, that's cool. Like, I vibe with it. It's a cool dance song. But I feel like with Chills, like, I connect with it because, I feel like as a teenager, you go through love and you go through heartbreak. And even if it's, a best friend, a boyfriend, or any of those, type of situations, it's that person that, makes you happy, and you don't want to live without them, and they give you just chills, and you look back at all those old memories of you, and it's special.
When you perform the song, when you shoot the video, mentally, where do you take yourself? Do you think of a certain person? Do you think of a certain time with a certain person? Where do you go?
Yeah, I mean, just life experiences in general. Like, that's kind of how I take away from it. Like, going into it, I'll be like, okay, this certain scene, I can remember, and I can think about that memory, and then kind of put my emotions into that. Even when I'm recording the song, it's like the same way.
Right.
So,
but what are these moments? Who are these people you think of?
I mean, I do have a girlfriend, so she's definitely, probably for the most part, who I think about a lot of the time. Because I'm young, I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
You have your first loves, and it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Are we at a year yet, by the way? I was watching some interview where I think you were saying you're almost at a year with
I think so.
With Annie.
Yeah,
right?
I think next month. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do, guys?
You don't have anything planned? We're a month away?
No, it's not good. It was literally like 3 months ago. I was like, oh, I'm going to have this big thing ready. I know, it keeps getting closer and closer. Don't worry, guys. We'll make it good. I know. Trust me.
She's a lot of input.
Has to be extra special. You guys have any ideas?
Flowers.
Okay, I can do that. Picnic. Okay.
Another egg. Would you give her an egg
takers
one time? I don't know that story. He gave her an egg?
Yeah, it was like a
Wait, an egg or an A?
an A. For
Oh,
like,
I
it
thought you
was a
gave
bunch
her
of
an
parts.
egg.
Yeah.
I was like, I was
an egg?
picturing like the Twitter egg. I was like, what?
Any takers over here? Y'all have
I love you.
any
Here's
ideas?
an egg. A picnic, yeah.
Okay, these are all good ideas.
These are pretty, like, any out of the box ideas, these are pretty traditional.
Yeah. Crazy ideas.
I say give her an egg, dude.
All right, let's give her an egg.
Just a dozen eggs.
You're an egg. It's kind of funny that we thought it was egg because early into the relationship, it was like this weird thing where we would call each other eggs. I don't know why, but like it was just like you're my little egg. It's weird, but like it's funny that just came upon us. I don't know why I'm saying
You
that.
need like a little name.
Yeah,
that's
it's
totally
cute.
cool.
Why not? Something totally different now, but it's fine.
When I see interviews with you and I see interviews with Annie, just what strikes me is what I've already sort of said to you is like you're just so grounded and humble and mature for living such a dizzying lifestyle that you both do. Do you find that that's what you sort of connect with the deepest with Annie, or is there something else that comes to mind?
I mean, that definitely, yes, that is something. I just feel like she just knows me. Like, I feel like I don't really remember what my life, and I feel like everyone says this, right, when you're in love, but like, it's like you don't really remember what your life was like before that person came along. But I feel like she just gets me, and like she understands me, and like, it's something.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That helps.
I feel like I found
helps the music
too.
Yeah.
And music process as well. Made it easier.
She doesn't remember when she met you though. What the heck's that about?
What do you mean?
She was saying like you guys apparently met at like Jungle Ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but she has no recollection of this.
She's wrong. I don't even know what she's talking about. Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember this. Even her family remembers this. Yes, it was at Jungle Ball and we were both really young and then we just like ran into each other and then I met her parents. She doesn't remember it.
Annie.
I know. Annie.
Unbelievable. How do you just, I'm curious just for someone who's in the public eye and you got to balance, right? Like you want to share your life and her too, right? With her career, you vlog on vacation, which is great. Your fans love it, but how do you find private time? How do you kind of pick and choose like what's for you guys and then what's for, the masses?
I mean that stuff just kind of happens organically. None of it's really forced. It's just like it's just those cute moments. Like if we're on vacation, and it's just like let's take a picture and like post it just to give updates. But I think most of it's private. But we definitely want to share with everyone, all the fans.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
it's not a burden or anything. It's
not at all.
Thing. That's amazing. I got a kick out of seeing her in the One Thought Away video because it reminded me of a conversation I had with Anthony Ramos where he had a music video with his wife as the co-star. And I go, hey, was that your call or was that her call? And he goes, dude, that was all her. She was not letting any other female co-star in the video. Was it whose call was it to have Annie in the One Thought Away video?
I mean, the whole thing was kind of put together. It was all really last minute, and I was like, we were looking for the girl, and I was like, why don't we just do Annie? Like,
yeah,
it
makes
would be
sense.
Cool. Like she did the chemistry music video like a couple years ago, and now we're like together, so let's do it. It'd be cute. And then it was my idea. Of course, everyone loved it.
There you go.
This one time, I suggested an idea, and it happened. So it was pretty nice. It was awesome. Thanks, Annie.
I'm such a big fan of that track. Can you take me back to when you first heard it or how it came together? Because I understand it was pretty quick, right?
Yeah, that track was awesome. I got to work with Hitmaker, which was an amazing experience. But yeah, that happened fast. I mean, we just tried to get a song out for the release of Shazam, so it all tied up later in the future.
What a song, though, man.
No, thank you. And then now we got
that song.
chills, baby.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's so cool. And speaking about Hitmaker, made me think, congratulations on HitCo, man.
Thank you so
Signed
much.
with them.
Thank you.
That's incredible. If you don't know, Ellie Reed heads HitCo. I mean, TLC's career, you can point to him. J-Lo's on HitCo, I believe. What does it mean when you get sort of that co-signing from someone who has the perspective of him?
He's been a huge inspiration to me throughout this whole journey. Watching X Factor and all of these things.
I mean, think of that.
I'm like, I'm an internet like stalker. I go on YouTube and I look at all these people that I admire and I look up to and just take certain things and just, it's just amazing that I get to do this. And now I'm with him, which is crazy that we now linked together, and he's, one of my biggest mentors and all of this. So that's awesome. It's surreal, man.
Well, you joke stalker, but it's almost, I hear student.
Yeah.
Like, do you find yourself, do you study, maybe that's where the perspective comes
research.
From. Yeah.
All the research. I mean, if it's for a role, if it's for songs, I mean, I'm a researcher, man.
Or what about like people that have had maybe similar trajectories to you? Like, do you ever look up to like a Justin Timberlake or?
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, the Justin Timberlake, we actually had the same manager, which is Johnny, right? Shout out Johnny. But it's, what was I going to say? It was really important and I forgot. You guys ever do that? Oh, it's so annoying.
I think JT.
Wait, we asked the question again because I had a really good answer. Oh, I remember
looking
now.
up to people with similar trajectories. Yeah. There you go.
I was a huge fan of Michael Jackson. I feel like that was one of the biggest. He was one of the biggest inspirations to me. Just growing up watching This Is It, and I watched that movie.
How many times do you think you watched This Is It?
Oh my god, I can't even tell you. I can't. Mom, I think she's in the dressing room, and if she's watching me, I love you. So many times, probably over 50 times, just studying and watching his every move.
Yeah. What specifically was it? The dancing that struck you first with MJ?
I think it's just. He's just the greatest entertainer.
So captivating.
Yeah, it's just he's mesmerizing to watch. Like I've never seen anything like it.
Totally. Do you ever get starstruck when you get to meet certain people?
I think not really anymore.
Yeah.
No,
You're so calm, cool, and collected. I'm trying to find like where you get nervous.
It's like, oh, that's so cool he's there. Now I was listening to his music a couple months ago, and now I'm on the same carpet as him, and we're doing the same interviews right next to each other.
I know you got nervous at the BBMAs, though.
What was that, the VMAs?
No, BBMAs, billboards.
I was nervous there. That was nervous. That was the first time I was nervous. I had I went up for the first time in front of like all my
I mean, how surreal is it? Like, I've worked on those shows, and it truly is like walking through your TV set. Because it's just like, it looks exactly how it does on TV.
Yeah.
And it's just all these like who would you see when you looked at
I mean, when I was on that stage, it was Dan and Shay watching me. It was Taylor Swift. It was not Justin Bieber. Sorry, Love Yummy. It was just all of these people. Camila Cabello, Shawn Mendes. So it's just surreal,
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Speaking of Taylor, you and her are both, I think, co-ambassadors of the Rona Foundation.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. This is so cool, dude.
Doing your research. I like Kevin.
Trying, man.
Yeah, that's amazing. I actually got into that foundation when I was at home. So I'm a co-ambassador with Taylor Swift, and it's incredible. I go visit the kids at the hospital every time I'm home, and I bring them candy, and it literally just makes my day and brings me joy.
Yeah.
To see their smiles, and it means a lot.
I just think it's awesome that you take the time to do that, especially just given how busy you are. And it makes me think about, we haven't even really touched on your acting, and you're killing it in the acting game.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
man. Shazam 2, right?
Shazam 2.
There you go.
Shazam.
But your first big role, I guess, if it's cool to say that, of Andi Mack, right? It was such a groundbreaking show, such an important show, and you've been open in past interviews about these really touching personal messages you get from fans, but what it meant to them. With that being your first big role, do you find yourself now when you look for roles that you don't just want it to be a good role for you and an interesting character, but maybe something meaningful, something important that can help other people?
For sure. I think that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
I want to do something totally outside of me. I'm definitely something similar to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker performance. I think it'd be really cool to do something like that.
That's interesting.
Something emotional, something that's totally outside of Asher Angel and the DC comic movie world and the Disney world.
I was watching some old interview with Tom Hanks. He was just honored at the Golden Globes, and he was saying he never wants to play the same character twice. Do you have a similar sort of approach to
For
acting?
sure. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're not challenging yourself
Right.
if you're doing that. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's a big challenge if you're going one after the other and playing different things.
Right. I can't imagine Asher Angel not challenging himself.
That's me.
Let's kick into some fan questions actually here in New York City. And the
Let's
first
do
is
it.
going to come from right behind me. Row 1. There we go. Sorry.
Row
What's your
1.
name?
Miriam.
Miriam.
Yeah.
Miriam.
Hi.
Hi, Miriam. Thanks for coming.
I'm happy to be here.
I like your scrunchie.
Thank you. So my question is, what's the difference between working on a Disney show and a DC movie?
Yes, good question. I think the scale for me was so different. Going from a Disney show to this big budget superhero movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, when you walk onto the Disney set, it's big, but when I walked onto the Shazam set for the first time, there was just these huge cranes holding these lights and this massive crew. It's ridiculous.
Plus, you don't see Goofy walking around the hallways,
I was so nervous day one of Shazam. Oh my gosh.
Actually made me, Miriam, that made me think of a question I wanted to ask you about. What does music give you that acting doesn't, and vice versa? Just as creative pursuits.
I feel like with music, I feel like I get to sit down and write about my own experiences, certain things that I'm feeling, and it's exciting because also in acting you're portraying a different character, and in music you're basically portraying yourself.
Yeah. I almost would imagine it as like if you're thinking of like a flow, right?
Yeah.
Like a song almost like goes into you. You internalize that song, whereas I think you're trying to put yourself into a role, right? There you go.
Hey, Kevin. Woo!
All right, one final
Picked a
question.
good one, Bill.
Try to follow that. No, I'm just kidding. What's your name, man?
Hey, I'm Calvin.
Hey, Calvin.
Hey. So my question to you is like, have you ever thought of yourself like that you have gained like more experience and power to your acting and singing, both in general?
I feel like I feel like I learned a lot about myself throughout this whole process. It was a dramatic change for me. It was just crazy going from doing nothing to doing all of this craziness and do these long hours, and it's draining. So I feel like I learned a lot about myself throughout this whole process, and kind of really opened up a lot more, which was cool.
Great
Thanks,
question,
Calvin.
Right on.
Calvin.
And just here in closing, we're unfortunately at time. That boy went by very fast. What's after Chills? We're not even at Chills.
Yeah, not
I know.
Yeah.
But
so
to speak for all of
I got
Twitter,
you.
right?
I can walk you through the whole story. Do y'all want to hear it? Yes? Perfect. Okay, let's do it. All right, so the plan is Chills is coming out January 24th, and we're going to follow it up with a music video. And then after the music video, I think we're going to have a following single. And then the ultimate goal is to release an EP sometime in March. So it's all super exciting. Wow. But it's really cool because I get to work with all these amazing people, like from meeting the Neo to then writing songs with Neo to then going to the Marquis Basie and
Ever
the
dance with
Hitmaker.
Neo?
No.
I tried to dance.
You
with
tried
Neo
to dance
once,
with Neo?
and
How did that go?
It's on the internet. It's not good.
I gotta look that up. Yeah. But it's cool having like my own arsenal of songs. I have all these songs that I've recorded in such a short amount of time, and it's so cool getting to go through all of them and seeing which ones connect with me the most, and which ones resonate. So I think it's really cool.
How do you feel about collaborations, just like from an ideological approach with this first project you're thinking? Do you want it all to be you? Would you like people to be on it?
Yeah. Of course, I'd like to be for people to be on it. I think I want to start for myself first. I feel like with the One Thought Away and the Wiz Khalifa, like it was cool. It was a cool collab.
Right. It's a good verse he gave you too. Sometimes
yeah,
they just
verse,
mail it in. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Took
But
time.
no, that was
he went
awesome.
in. He didn't just take 20 minutes. He took like 3 hours in there. So
Totally.
I appreciate that. But yeah, definitely collaborations down the road. Yeah,
That's cool.
I definitely want to collab.
Well, best of luck, man. You got to come
Thank you.
back, not just for Shazam 2, but for all these new releases. This is cool.
Thank you. Chills, January 24th, everybody.
There you go.
Woo!
Get your calendar apps out now.
Take it out.
January 24th. One more time for Asher Angel.
Let's go. Woo!